Good evening, everybody, or maybe I should say good morning. It is midnight as I'm doing this. Is anybody up in the mood for a little late night baseball? I just finished watching the World Series between the Rays and the Dodgers, and before I went to bed, I thought I'd do a little inside pitch, continue the not the one and gone tournament. We'll continue that tomorrow, but tonight I did get finished off the 1976 deperforation of the cards. So I thought I'll go ahead and play I guess I can call it a history of baseball. We are here at Yankee Stadium. The date is October 14, 1976. This is Game 5 of the American League Championship Series between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Yankees. It was a good idea chosen by a Steeler fan who said that would be a good game to play. So I thought it'd be a fine idea, so I agreed with him. So I set up the teams and got everything ready. So I thought we'd just play a little late night baseball. For those of you who are probably already sleeping, just please catch this game at the start of your day if possible. And for those of you who are still awake, that's good because, well, I don't know, sleep these days has been kind of difficult for me, but I was able to at least have a little bit of fun to this. Of course, that just made no sense, but okay, what am I going to do? I'm tired, but I want to play some more baseball. It will be Dennis Leonard for the Kansas City Royals taking on Ed Figueroa of the New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium here. We're going to play a little late night baseball. So let's choose our dice. The Yankees are going to be in blue, so it'll be blue, white, and red. And these dice shall be utilized for extra rolls. Ed Figueroa got the start. He was 19-10 with a 3.02 ERA for the Yankees for 1976. And, of course, I have the 77 season as well. That's deperforated. Haven't decided which game to do for that yet. So if anybody can put a good game choice in the comments, that would be fine. Let's go to the top of the first inning, and I'll introduce the players as they come to bat. Leading off for the 1976 Kansas City Royals will be Al Cowens. And he is in center field for this game. Play some ball. A little late night baseball, shall we? 3-4, possible hit by pitch. 4 minus 5 is a -1. So even with a 1 here, there is no chance of being hit by a pitch. So Cowens will swing. That's a 1-5, and he lines out to second base for the first out. These are the as-played lineups for that game. Next batter will be left fielder Tom Poquette. Figueroa 2-6. That's a walk plus 10. That begins an 18. -2. Yankee Stadium is a 16. 6 on the die, and he rolls a walk. And the Royals get a man on. Of course, we know the Yankees won this game on that date. 7-6 was the final score of that ball game. So we're seeing maybe some history will be changed, or the Yankees will just beat the Royals again like a drum, the way they did early in the mid-70s. Here is third baseman George Brett, Hall of Famer, of course. See if Poquette anything on the die. That's a 12. Nothing going on. So let's see what George Brett does. Figueroa 4-2. That is a strikeout possibility against the righty. That's a 5. -3 at Yankee Stadium for strikeouts. That one becomes a 2. And that is a 4. So George Brett does not strike out. He will swing. And that is a 4-5. And he grounds one. Of course, the infield's automatically halfway. He grounds one to third base. George Brett double play rating is a 2. Ed Figueroa is a -1. So that becomes, but it's a 2 with the halfway mark. It's hit to third, so the second baseman is the pivot guy for the Yankees, and that would be Nettles. I'm sorry, second baseman would be Randolph. Randolph at a +1, so that becomes actually a 3. So a 1-3, they'll turn the double play. It is a 2, and they do. It is a 2, and they do. So that will do it there as George Brett grounds out into the 5-4-3, and that will end the inning. Nothing for the Royals on the top of the first. Let's go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the 76 Royals that game was Dennis Leonard, 17-10 with a 3.51 ERA. Leading off for the Yankees, center fielder Mickey Rivers, 76 Yankees. The 76, the 77, and the 78 Yankees may have been my favorite Yankees teams of all time. Of course, you all know I'm not really a Yankee fan now, but as a kid, I loved the mid-70s Yankees teams. Of course, I was sad when they lost to the Reds, but when the 77 and 78 Yankees won the World Series those years, I was a very happy kid, very happy young kid. Of course, I was living in New York at that time as well. And of course, I was more of a Mets fan, still more of a Mets fan kid than a Yankee fan, but I was working for the Yankees at the time living in New York. Here's Rivers. And that is a 6-4 for Dennis Leonard. And that is a strikeout possibility. -3 comes out of 4. And that is a 3. He strikes out Mickey Rivers. So you can see Yankee Stadium with a -3 to Ks and -2 to walks. So pitching was very interesting in that year in 1976. Here is the left fielder, Roy White. Yeah, we'll actually roll that. 1-2 for Leonard. That is a blank. Roy White, 2-4. He grounds out to second. It's the second out. And that will bring up the catcher, Thurman Munson. May he rest in peace. And yes, when Thurman Munson was killed, pretty much every kid in New York that loved him, we all cried. Leonard's pitch, 4-1. That's a strikeout possibility. A 4 becomes a -3, so that's a 1. He will not strike out. And Thurman Munson, 1-1. He's going to get him single to right field, so he gets a 2-out base hit. And here is first baseman Chris Chambliss. Anything on strat? A 9, nothing happening. Dennis Leonard with the pitch. 1-1, that is a walk. 6- against the righty. 6-2 is a 4. 10 too high. So Chambliss will swing. He gets a 6-4, and that's going to be a base hit to left field for Chris Chambliss. All right. Base hit to left field. On a single to left, in order for Thurman Munson to get to third, on a single to left, it is a -2 to his base running rating. So 4 -2 is a 2. There are 2 outs. That becomes a 3. It's hit to Poquette in left field. His arm rating is a 4. So a 1-4. Munson will make it to third. It is a 1, and he does. And Chris Champ, now, of course, it's a 1. So the lead runner advances, and the base running rate is a 3, but that's too high for Chambliss, so he will not advance to second base on the throw. So runners at the corners with 2 outs. A nice base hit for Chambliss. Moves Munson to third. And now we'll see the designated hitter, Carlos May. Two outs. Leonard already a little bit of a jam. Let's see if we can get out of it. 2-1. That's a range play. Carlos May, 2-2. That's a fly ball to left field. Poquette is the guy in charge. He is a range of 2. A 1-2 is going to make it. He does not, so that's going to drop. Is it a single or a double? It is a double, so that means Munson will score on a double by Carlos May. So he doubles. And Chris Chambliss goes to third. Chambliss's base running rating is a 2, so that becomes a D7. To get from first to home, his rating was decreased by 1, but of course the outs is still 2 outs. So that's still a 2. Poquette's arm is a +1, so a 3. So a 1-3 for Chris Chambliss. He will score. It is a 2, and he does. So a 2 RBI double by Carlos May. And just like that, early here in the first inning, the Yankees jump out to a 2-0 lead. Here is the third baseman, Greg Nettles. May now on at second after the 2 RBI double. Actually, let's roll the strat, see if there's anything going on. 9, nothing happening. Dennis Leonard, 1-2 again. That's a blank. Greg Nettles, 5-3, and he grounds out to second base, and that will put the inning away. 2 runs for the Yankees on 3 hits. Jumping out in front early at the end of 1, Yankees already lead the Royals 2-0 in this ALCS Game 5 replay. Top of the second coming up here. Figueroa will take the mound. Who leads off? That would be first baseman John Mayberry for the 76 Royals. 4-3 for Figueroa. That is a walk possibility. Against a righty, 15 minus 2 is a 13. That's a 19. There's no walk. Mayberry will swing 1-3. He flies out to center. This is our history of baseball, I guess, by doing it inside pitch style. Of course, they don't have all the seasons. We're just getting the seasons he has. Hal McRae is the left fielder. He will bat next. Figueroa, 6-3. That's a star line. And that is going to be a ground out to short. 2 quick outs there. The designated hitter for the Royals in this game was Jamie Quirk. Another great baseball name. 6-6, possible error by possible error. 5-4, that is a ground ball to third. The ball is hit the Nettles. His error rating is an 8. That is a 2, and he's going to make an error. And Quirk is going to be safe at first. That is an E5 on Nettles. First error on the Yankees. 2-out error allows Quirk to first base. That will bring up second baseman Cookie Rojas. Anything on Strat? A 16. Nothing going on. Nope. So normal hit. Figueroa pitches 3-2. That's a blank. Rojas swings 2-4. That is a ground out to short, and that will do it. So the error does not hurt. No runs, no hits. There was an error. Bottom of the second coming up. Yankees leading 2-0 here in this ALCS replay of October 14, 1976. Here comes right fielder Oscar Gamble. Had the best hair in baseball, in my opinion. He had the best hair. With that afro of his, that afro just never ended. That was a never-ending afro by Gamble. Dennis Leonard, 6-3, possible walk. And against a righty, that's an 11. It becomes a 9. That is an 18. No walk. Gamble swings 2-3, and he grounds out to second. Here is second baseman Willie Randolph. Classic Yankee player. 3-6 on Leonard's card. Against the righty, that's a blank. Randolph, 5-3, and he grounds out to third. Here is the shortstop, Fred Stanley. Leonard, 6-6. He is not tired, so that's a blank. Fred Stanley, 2-3, and he grounds out to short. So a ground out to second, ground out to third, and ground out to short. 1-2-3 inning. It still stays 2-0 Yankees. Little late night baseball action here for me. Yes, I'll be going to bed as soon as this is done, but I wasn't tired just yet. Top of the third. For the 1976 Royals, here is the shortstop, Freddie Patek. The 70s was pretty much really the first years where I really started learning about baseball and player names and such. I mean, the 60s, I was born in 69, but the 70s was when I really started learning more about baseball and knowing players. Now we're getting into players that I actually saw play. Figueroa, 5-5. That is at the ballpark. 5-4 at Yankee Stadium, and that is a hit to right field. That's an 11, and that's going to be a triple for Freddie Patek. Leadoff triple. Yankee Stadium helps Patek. How about that? He'll go to third, and that will bring up the catcher, Buck Martinez. Infield will be, his base running rating is a 5. Infield will be in. First, we got to see if anything's going on, no? So let's first roll strat. A 4. His steal attempt rating is a 10. In order for him to steal home, it would have had to be a 1 because it's 10 divided by it's divided by 10. So in order to steal the home plate, so it would be a 1. He does not get it. It doesn't approach the hit and run, so it's just going to be so nothing's going on. So we just roll. 5-2. That's a strikeout possibility. A 13 minus 3 is 10. That's a 7. Martinez goes down on strikes. Big strikeout by Figueroa. Top of the order for the Royals is Al Cowens. Again, we'll see what's on strat. An 11, nothing happening. Infield is still in. 3-3. Possible error on a throw. Cowens, 6-4. And that is going to be a single into center field. That will be a base hit. There will not be a throw. So Cowens will get the first base. Patek scores. And it's now 2-1. A throwing error is only done on base advancement. And since the runner was on third, there is no base advancement. Cowens just stays at first base. As he gets Patek in there. RBI single for Cowens. And now a 2-1 ball game. Here's Tom Paquette. Infield will now move back to half. Still 1 out. A 9. Nothing going on the strat. Figueroa 1-2 against the lefty. That's a blank. Paquette 1-3, and he singles past the third baseman for a base hit. Cowens goes to second on an S3. In order to make it to third, he needs to be a 2. His base running rating is a 4, and he will make it to third. No need to roll or anything like that on a single past the first baseman. And now the Royals are in business with runners at the corners and still 1 out. Base hit by Bouquet. And now you got George Brett coming up. We'll talk to Figueroa for a moment on the mound. Halfway still in. Let's see what the base running is. A 7. Nothing happening. So Figueroa will pitch. That is a 6-5. That's a blank. George Brett 4-3. And that is a ball hit to left field. That is a 5 against a right-hander. That is going to be a double for George Brett. A double for Brett. That is a double to left. So we know Cowens will score. He comes in. For Tom Paquette to score from first base on a double to left, it's a -1 to his base running rating, so that is a 2. The left fielder is White. His arm rating is a -1. So in order for him to score, he needs to roll a 1 on the blue die. He does. He rolls a 1 on the blue die, so Paquette will score from first. Since that is a 1, George Brett's base running rating is a 4, and that is a 2, and that means that he will advance to third on the throw. So that actually turns out to be a triple for Brett, scoring 2 runs. He is on third, and the Royals take the lead 3-2 here in the top of the third. 2 triples in this inning and 2 singles, and the Yankee fans here at Yankee Stadium wondering what's going on. We're supposed to win this game. Here is John Mayberry. Runner on third, still 1 out. They're going to call the infield in. And let's see if anything on the strat roll. And that is a 4, and we're going to say nothing going on. That would be nothing going on. Figueroa will pitch. 5-2, that's a strikeout possibility. 10 minus 3 is a 7. 11, no strikeout. Mayberry will swing. 2-1. He hits a fly ball to left field. That is a 12, but that is going to be a fly out. That's the second out. His sacrifice fly rating is a 4. Does he get it? He does, and he sacrificed flies George Brett in. So it's a very good fly ball by Mayberry. Brett comes in to score without the throw, and the Royals now lead it 4-2 with 2 outs. And here's Hal McRae. Figueroa, 6-3, star line. He'll end the inning that way, and that's going to be a fly out to center. And that does it. Kansas City puts up 4 runs on 4 hits in this inning. We go to the bottom of the third with the Royals now leading 4-2. Dennis Leonard now has a 2-run cushion, but here comes Mickey Rivers in the bottom of the third for the Pinstripes. Dennis Leonard, let's see what he's got here. A 3-5, that is a range play. Rivers 1-2. That's a single. That's a single to third base. The ball is hit to Brett. His range is a 4. Does he stop the single? It is a 3. He does. It turns an S5 into a G5, and he'll throw Rivers out at first. 1 out. George Brett had very good range. That's just a ground out to third. Next batter will be Roy White. A 1-4 wild pitch, disregarded. 1-5 strikeout. 7 minus 3 is 4. 19 too high. Roy White, 6-3. He hits a fly ball into right field. That's a 13, and that is good, but it's going to be off a right-handed pitcher. That's going to be too high. That's just going to be a fly ball to right. And that is out number 2. And here is Thurman Munson. Dennis Leonard, 1-2, blank. Munson, 6-2, star line 5. He flies out to center. And if you're Dennis Leonard, it's exactly what you wanted. You got runs in the top of the inning. You didn't give any runs back. At the end of 3, Royals are leading 4-2 in this game. In this replay of the final game of the 1976 ALCS. Top of the 4th coming up. Jamie Quirk will bat for the Royals. Reached on an error his last time up. 4-6 on Figueroa's card as a blank. 5-2 on Jamie Quirk. That's a single. Passes it through first base. Base hit. And now Cookie Rojas comes up. Strat die, 16. Nothing going on. Infield halfway. Figueroa with the pitch. That's a 1-2. Against a righty, a strikeout. 8 minus 3 is a 5. 11 too high. Rojas, 3-6. And he singles into left field. That is a base hit. Jamie Quirk's base running rating is a 1. And a single to left field is a -2. To get to is a -2 on the chance. We already know Quirk will have to hold at second. He will not even attempt it. He was very slow. But that is a base hit. Runners at first and second. Once again, the Royals are in business. Here's Freddie Patek. Patek tripled his last time up. Anything on the strat? That is a 4. Nothing going on. Figueroa, 1-6. That's a walk. 17 minus 2 is a 15. That's a 2, and he walks Patek. And the Yankees are in a little bit of trouble. The bases are juiced. And Buck Martinez coming up to bat for the Royals. They're going to keep the infield halfway. They're going to play for the double play. With bases loaded in the top of the fourth inning. Not looking good. Any strat roll. That is an 18. Buck Martinez's base is a bunt rating. He can do a bunt, but with bases loaded, though, no, you'll hit. You're not going to try a squeeze bunt with bases loaded. Figueroa knows he's got to get out of this inning quick. Got to get out of this inning. Infield halfway. Yankees playing for the double play. 6-6 on Figueroa's card. That is a possible error. Buck Martinez, 6-4. That is going to be a double to right field. The ball is hit to right. Gamble is out there. His error rating is a 4. That is an 8. There is no error, but it is a double to right. Quirk will score. Rojas will score automatically. The question is now, does Patek score? Base running rating is a 5. To get the first to home on a D9, it's a -1 to his rating, so it's a 4. Gamble's arm is a +1. It's a 5. So a 1 to 5, Patek will score. He got a 1. He does. Patek scores. Martinez with a base running rating of 2 is lower than the 6. So Martinez holds it second, but it's a bases clearing double by Buck Martinez. 3 runs come in, and the Kansas City Royals are trying to change history here as they now lead 7-2. And that might be it for Ed Figueroa. And still nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Top of the batting order for the Royals. Here's Al Cowens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's gonna be it for Figueroa, as he cannot get anybody out, and the Yankees will make a pitching change. Cowens will come out there. Let's see who the Yankees want to bring in to pitch. And they will bring in Doyle Alexander, who did do relief in 1976 and actually relieved. He's a long relief man, and they're going to need him to get that. Doyle Alexander can go 21 batters in relief. A 7-2 lead for the Royals here in the top of the fourth, as Ed Figueroa completely ineffective. So now it'll be up to Doyle Alexander of the Yankees. Al Cowens leads off for the Royals. Trying to change history here. 1976 ALCS Game 5. Anything on strat? That is a 10. Nothing going on. Alexander will pitch. 6-6. That's a blank. Al Cowens 2-4. And he grounds one to second base. Martinez will move over to third easily, and there is one out. Here's Tom Poquette. Poquette is 1 for 1. Anything going on? An 8. Nothing happening. Alexander's pitch is a 4-5. Against the lefty, that's a possible walk. 8 minus 2 is a 6. That is a 4. He walks Paquette. And now George Brett with runners at the corners and still only one out. Infield is halfway. They're going to play for the double play and just try to get out of this inning. Anything on strat? A 5. Nothing happening. Actually, that could be a hit and run, but with runners at first and third, you're not going to hit and run with a runner on third base. So you'll go ahead and hit normally. So Doyle Alexander will pitch. It is a 4-4. Possible error on a grounder. George Brett, 2-4. That's a star line one, and that is a fly ball to left field. That's the second out. His sacrifice fly rating is a 3. Does he bring in Martinez? At 1, yes, he does. Brett is out, but it's hit deep enough where Buck Martinez will come in and score, and the Royals now lead it 8-2. Here's John Mayberry. Paquette, of course, stays at first base. Infield back to normal. Alexander, 6-6. That's a blank. Mayberry, 4-3. And he singles into left field. This inning's not over yet. Single to left. Tom Paquette's base running because of 4, because of 2 outs. In order to get the first to third on a single to left becomes a -2. White's arm makes a -, there. So now it becomes a 1 because of White's arm. So a 1 is the only way Paquette gets to third base. And he does. He rolls a 1. He will get to third. And John Mayberry's base running rating is a 2. And the die is a 2, which equals his base running rating, which is actually a 3 now. Mayberry advances to second on the throw. Single expanded, and the Royals are just not going away here in the top of the 4th. And here's Hal McRae with runners at second and third. 2 outs. Infield is normal, but the Royals are hitting him where they ain't. Alexander's pitch, 5-6. Strikeout possibility, 6 - 3 is a 3, 13, no strikeout. Hal McRae will roll, 6-4, star line 2, and he flies out to center, and that ends the inning as the Royals send 9 players to the plate. 4 runs for the Royals on 4 hits and 2 walks. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Kansas City all over the Yankees in this rematch. 8-2. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. Fans here at Yankee Stadium are not thrilled. Leading off for the Yankees will be Chris Chambliss. Dennis Leonard coming out so far. Dennis Leonard pitches, 1-3, strikeout. 9 - 3 is a 6, 14 too high. Chambliss will swing, and he gets a 4-1, and he grounds out to first. It will bring up Carlos May. May doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. 2-5 for Leonard. Possible error on a throw. May 1-4. That's a star line 1. That is a ground ball to second base. Rojas does not have an error rating. It's a 0. There will be no error, and May is out at first. Ground out to second. And here's Greg Nettles. 1-5, strikeout. 13 - 3 is a 10. There is a 10, and Nettles goes down on strikes. A 1-2-3 inning for Dennis Leonard after giving up 2 runs in the first. Kansas City has scored 8 unanswered. At the end of 4, it is still 8-2. Kansas City trying to change some history. Top of the 5th coming up. Here is the DH, Jamie Quirk. Who got shelled for the Yankees as Michael Peterson comes in. Ed Figueroa got crushed. Kansas City batters are just hitting them where they weren't. Welcome to Yankee Stadium. 3-4 for Doyle Alexander against the lefty. That's a possible home run. And there's no change here against the righty. It's a 6. That's a 2. Jamie Quirk, crack. And that one is hit high. That one is hit deep. And that one is hit gone. Home run, Jamie Quirk. And the Royals now take a 9-2 lead here on the Yankees as Quirk smacks a home run. And now Cookie Rojas. The final score of this game was 7-6 originally. 13 runs were scored in this game. We've already got 11, and we're in the 5th. Alexander will pitch 5-3 blank. Cookie Rojas 2-3, and he flies out to center. Here's Freddie Patek. Patek is 1-for-1, tripled and walked. Alexander 6-4, that's a walk again against the righty. 17 minus 2 is a 15, and he does walk Freddie Patek. Patek walks for the second time today. And here's Buck Martinez. Martinez doubled his last time up. 7 plus 5 is 12. There's no strat roll now. Now it's just swing away. Alexander, 3-6. That is a possible star line against a righty. That would be a 1-15. That's a 19. Martinez does not star line out, so he gets a chance to hit. Martinez, 3-2. He flies out to right for the second out. And now Al Cowens. My World Series Game 2 was incorrect tonight. Dodgers won my game 5-1. That was a great win by the Rays. They needed that win badly. And now they have the momentum with the day off since there's no baseball tomorrow in the World Series. I know it's late at night, just playing some late night baseball. Patek on it first. Pitch to Cowens from Alexander. No strat. It's already over that. 6-5. That's a home run check against a righty. That's a 1-14. That is a 5. That does click. That does pass. Cowens' home run rating is a 5. Note here. So we roll the die again. A 1-5. Cowens hits a home run. It's a 12. He does not. Now it's a blank. So now he will roll normally. 1-2. Star line 2. That is a fly out to center field. And that's the end of the inning. Cowens just misses one himself, but more damage is done by the Royals. 1 run on 1 hit. Halfway through this ball game, and the Royals are trying to change history on the Yankees. They lead 9-2. Here comes Dennis Leonard going into the bottom of the 5th. Timeout. Okay. Bottom of the 5th inning, leading off for the Yankees is Oscar Gamble, the guy with the best afro in baseball history. Don't forget, we've got one and gone tomorrow. We have 2 one and gone games tomorrow. We have the Cleveland Indians taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and then the Milwaukee Braves taking on the Chicago White Sox in the 1964 one and gone game. I haven't decided a game yet for 1977, so I haven't decided yet what to do for that. I'll come up with something. Dennis Leonard pitches 4-1. That's a strikeout. 9 minus 3 is a 6. 18 too high. Gamble will swing. 5-4. He's star line 4s. It's a ground out to third for out number 1. Here's Willie Randolph. Dennis Leonard 3-1. Strikeout possibility. 7 minus 3 is a 4, and there's a 3. Randolph strikes out. Dennis Leonard gets Randolph to strike out. And now here is Fred Stanley. I know if Darren Smith was watching this game, I know he'd be happy to see that scoreboard right now. Dennis Leonard, 1-2, blank. Stanley, 1-4. And against a right-hander, that is a single past the pitcher. Base hit for Stanley. Yankees get a 2-out hit, and that's the first hit for them since the first inning, when the Yankees jumped out on top 2-0, and now the Royals have put up 9 unanswered runs. Stanley on at first. The batter is Mickey Rivers. Dennis Leonard, 2-2, strikeout. 7 minus 3 is a 4. A 5. Rivers avoids the strikeout. He will hit. That's a 1-1, and he grounds out to second. And that ends the inning. No runs for the Yankees. They do get a hit. 9-2, Royals all over the Yankees. Top of the 6th coming up. They're keeping Doyle Alexander out there for a little while longer as mid and long relief, which he could face 21 batters before he was tired. He did start a lot, and he also relieved a lot. He was there. Doyle Alexander was pretty much the workhorse for the Yankees in that year of 1976. Who leads off? Tom Paquette leads off for the Royals here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-3 at the ballpark. 4-5, fly out to center. 1 out. Here's George Brett. Brett tripled in this game. He's 1 for 3. Actually, it was a double with an extra base, but I'll call it a triple. Alexander pitches. 1-1, error on a throw, possibly. Brett, 5-5, and that is a single into right field. And he will hold it first. There's no throwing error because there's no base advancement. So a base hit for Brett. He is on first for John Mayberry. No strat, since the strat roll is now counted out. It's 7 plus 6 is 13. Has to be a 10 or lower. So I'm not going to roll strat. Doyle Alexander. 4-4, possible error on a grounder. Mayberry, 4-3. That is a single into left field. Another base hit. The ball is hit to left field. That is White. His error rating is a 3. That is a 1, and we're going to see an error on that, I believe. As I'll check and see if there's an error on a grounder. And he does. He boots the ball out there. So he boots the ball. So I got to roll to see if he takes an extra base. But first, we got to find out if Brett makes it to third. Base running rating is a 4. It's a single to left. To get first for home, it's to first for third. On a single to left, it becomes a 2. The left fielder is White. His arm rating is a 1. So a 1-3. A 1-3. Brett does a 1. On a 1, George Brett will take third base. It is a 2. He does not, but the error allows him to take the base. So he will go to third. And John Mayberry's base running rating is a 2. It's a 4. He will not take second. So it is it's an E7 out there. Second error for the Yankees. And still 1 out, and runners at the corners for Hal McRae. When they played at Shea, does the game adapt to the situation? Yes, he did. Yes, they do. Here's the thing about that. I'll tell you what. I'll explain your answer because I had to correct Chris Davis on his cards. I'll get to that in a second. Runners when the inning is over. Runners at first and third. Hal McRae is the batter. They're going to call the infield halfway, try to get the double play. I want to see a clarity on one thing here. Okay. All right. So, runners at first and third. Alexander will pitch. 4-6. That is a strikeout possibility. 6 - 3 is a 3. 14 too high. McRae will swing. 6-1. And that is a star line 3. And that is a fly ball to right. 2 outs. McRae's sacrifice fly rating is a 3. Does he get Brett in? No, he does not off the sacrifice fly. Now does Brett score? Base running rating is a 4. Was a fly ball to right. Gamble's arm is a +1, which is a 5. So a 1 to 5, Brett will score. And it's a 6. It's a 6. He does not, and it's a 6. He does not. It's a 1. And the lead runner and actually he does score. Lead runner advances, ball caught off, and the trailing runner is thrown out. So Brett does score, but Bayberry is thrown out at second, tried to advance on the throw. And the side is, and that does end the inning, but the run does come in to score. So Mayberry is out, but the run does come in. So it's 1 run on 2 hits and an error. And I am not entirely sure, but I think that's the first time I've had a team score 10 runs playing inside pitch. And the Royals now lead 10-2. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And I remember that Elliot Maddox's career was ruined on the grass out there, tore up his knee. Well, here's the thing. For the 1974-75 seasons, remember the Yankees played at Shea Stadium. Chris Davis, who of course makes this game, he had Yankee Stadium listed on the 74 and 75 seasons. I had to tell him that, and he didn't know, which shocked the heck out of me. I thought you would know that for 2 years the Yankees played at Shea. So for 74 and 75, while Yankee Stadium was being renovated, I told him, I said, you need to correct that in your cards. He did, and he actually sent me 2 brand new ballpark cards for the 74 and 75 season saying Shea Stadium on it with the in Yankee colors. So I'm sure he probably fixed that now for his 74 and 75 seasons. The game does adapt to the situation, yes. When the Yankees played at Shea, he has specific statistics for the Yankees playing at Shea Stadium when they were there for those 2 years. So I hope that answered the question there. Bottom of the 6th inning, Royals leading 10-2, and I'm pretty sure that's the most amount of runs I've had one team score playing inside pitch. Here's Dennis Leonard. He'll go up against Roy White. Bottom of the 6th inning. 6-6, and that is a blank. He's not tired. Roy White will hit 4-4. That's a star line too. He grounds out to short. 1 man out. And now Thurman Munson. Dennis Leonard, 4-2, strikeout. 4 - 3 4 against the righty. 4 - 3 is a 1, and he gets a 1. Munson strikes out. Leonard is getting all the roles, and Yankee pitching is not. Here's Chris Chambliss with 2 outs. 6-4, strikeout possibility. And against the lefty, that is an 11 - 3 is an 8. That's a 2, and Chambliss goes down. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees. Royals leading 10-2 in this game. In this rematch of the 1976 ALCS. Top of the 7th coming up. Doyle Alexander is still on the mound. Might need to make a pitching change, but probably here. Let's see. Leading off for the Royals is Jamie Quirk. See if the Yankees want to make a change. Let's see. Left, right, right. Yankees will make a change. Doyle Alexander is going to come out, and Dick Tidrow is going to come in. So that's it for Alexander. Here's Dick Tidrow. Try to stop the bleeding in some way. 10-2 Royals. Here's Quirk. Quirk is 2 for 2, a single and a homer, and reached on an error. 3-4 for Tidrow. That is a walk, but a 2 minus 2 is a 0, so Quirk does not walk. 4-1, he grounds out to second. Here's Cookie Rojas. Tidrow 4-1, range play. Rojas 4-6. That's a line drive hit to short. That's Stanley. His range is a 3. He will make the play. He grabs it, 2 outs. Line out to short. Nice play by Stanley. And now Freddie Patek. Patek is 1 for 1, tripled and walked twice. He has a 100. Tidrow 2-3, strikeout 10 minus 3 is a 7, 17 too high. Patek will swing 3-6. He grounds out to short. And a 1-2-3 inning by Tidrow. Nothing doing for the Royals as he finally breaks the Royals scoring streak. The Royals had scored in 4 straight innings. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Here's Leonard. Leading off for the Yankees is their designated hitter, Carlos May. Little late night baseball, 4-3. Walk, 14 minus 2 is a 12, and he walks May. Lead off base on balls. And here's Greg Nettles. No strat roll. Leonard, 4-5. Against the lefty, that's a blank. Nettles, 6-3. Against the righty, he singles past the shortstop. That's a base hit. May's base running rating is a 3. He has to be a 5 to get the third. He is not. He will hold. Runners at first and second. And now the Yankees are in a little business here. They got a long way to go. But I don't count out this New York lineup. Here is Oscar Gamble. Best throw in baseball history. Infield is halfway. Leonard, 2-5. That's a possible error on a throw. Gamble, 1-1. That is a ground ball. That's a ground ball to second base. And that means that's Rojas. He has no throwing. He has no error rating. So he does not. There's no throwing error. Now, double play. 1 plus 1 is 0. Plus 1 plus 0 is 1. Plus the infield half is a 2. The ball was hit to second base. So the shortstop, Patek, is pivot guy. He has no arm extra. So a 0. So a 1-2. A 1-2, they turn to. It is a 2, and they do. So May goes to third, but Nettles and Gamble are out. 2 down. The 4-6-3 double play. May goes to third base, and now the batter is Randolph. Infield normal. Leonard, 2-5. Possible error on a throw again. Randolph, 2-3. Starline 3. That's a fly ball to left field. There will be no error on the throw there. And that will end the inning. No runs on a hit as the Yankees threatened but could not get anybody in. And at the end of 7, it is still 10-2 Kansas City. Top of the 8th coming up. Dick Tidrow will take the mound. Fans here at Yankee Stadium are already beginning to think about leaving as they know the Kansas City Royals are going to go play the Cincinnati Reds in 1976 World Series. Well, it's a change of history. What are you going to do? Buck Martinez leads off for the Royals here, top of the 8th. 1-2 is a blank by Tidrow. Martinez 6-1, ground out to first. Here's Al Cowens. Tidrow 5-2, that's a strikeout. 8-3 is a 5, 15-2 high. Cowens 2-1, and he against the righty, he's going to single past the shortstop for a base hit. Cowens has his second hit of the night. He will hold it first and bring up Tom Poquette. No strat roll. Tidrow 6-5, that's a blank. Infield halfway, by the way. 6-3 for Poquette, and that is a single past the second baseman for a base hit. Cowens' base running rating is a 4. He needs to be at least a 3 to get to third, and he is. So Cowens will get to third base on a base hit. Base hit by Poquette. And now here's George Brett. Still 1 out. Infield still being halfway by the Yankees. Tidrow's pitch 2-4. Against the lefty, that's a blank. Brett 3-4. That's a fly ball to left field. And that is an out. That's the second out. Sacrifice fly rating is a 3. Does Cowens get in? That is a 4. No. So now he's got to come in. So his base running rating is a 4. The ball was hit. The ball was hit to right field. And that was Gamble. His arm rating is a 5. So 1-5, Cowens scores. And that is a 5. And he does score on the sacrifice fly. So Cowens comes in. Poquette stays at first, and it is now 11-2 Royals. And here's John Mayberry. Mayberry is 2 for 4. Tidrow is now tired. He might have to take one for the team, but we'll see if anything happens on anything about him. So here's Mayberry. Infield is now normal. Tidrow 6-3, range play. Mayberry 1-3. That's a fly ball to center field. Rivers is out there. His range is a 5. He'll make the play, and that will end the inning. 1 run for Kansas City on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The Royals lead 11-2. And right now, the most lopsided game I've had an inside pitch yet. Bottom of the 8th, Dennis Leonard coming out to pitch. He's got a few batters where he has to worry about fatigue. Leading off for the Yankees will be Fred Stanley. (2-1) range play. Stanley, 1-3, ground ball to short. The ball was hit to Patek. His range is a 4. He's not going to make the play, so that's going to be a base hit. A grounder to short becomes a single to short. Stanley's on it first. That's his second hit of the game. I guess maybe Patek wasn't thinking about the game at that time, even though you're up 11-2, but we all know how my games go. Here's Mickey Rivers. Infield half. Leonard, 4-2. Strikeout, 7 minus 3 is a 4. That's a 2. He strikes out Mickey Rivers. Rivers is 0 for 4 in this game. Roy White. The thing about it, 13 runs were scored in this game. The Yankees won at 7-6. We have 13 runs in this game. Just not the way the game actually went. Leonard will pitch 5-2 blank. Roy White 6-5, and that's going to be a double to right field. Double to right. Stanley's base running rating is a 2. To get from first to home, it's a -1, so it becomes a 1. McRae's arm rating is a +1. So a 1-2, Stanley scores on the blue die. It is a 2. Stanley will come out and score all the way from first. Roy White holds at second. And it is now 11-3. Here come the Yankees. Here's Thurman Munson. Runner still 1 out, now a runner on second. Infield normal. Pitch from Leonard. 1-5. Strikeout. 4 minus 3 is a 1. 19 too high. Munson will swing. 4-1. And he lines out to first. Lines out to first. Runner on second. A 5. Roy White is doubled up. No. He gets back on time, but there are 2 outs. And here is Chris Chambliss. White on its second. Leonard's pitch. 1-1. Walk. 6 minus 2 is a 4. 8 too high. Chambliss will hit. 6-6. He flies out the left. And that ends the inning there. 1 run on 2 hits for the Yankees. It's now 11-3. We go to the top of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Remember my Twins game against the White Sox. White Sox were crushing that game, and then the Twins almost came all the way back. Tidrow's tired. They'll take him out. Leading off for the Royals will be Hal McRae. He got right, left, right. So I think the Yankees will bring in a right-hander if they have one available, and they do not. And I'm not going to bring in a starter, so they're going to have to bring in their best lefty in this case. And they're not going to bring in Sparky Lyle. They'll bring in Grant Jackson. Grant Jackson will pitch for the 76 Yankees now. Hal McRae leads off for the Royals. Top of the 9th, 11-3 Kansas City. 3-1 against a righty. That is a blank. McRae, 1-2. And he singles past the shortstop for a base hit. Kansas City, the hits just keep on coming. And he gets his first base hit of the game. And he was the only player that did not join the hit parade. Hal McRae now joins. Is now every batter in the Royals lineup has at least 1 hit. And here's Jamie Quirk. Infield half. Jackson 1-4. Walk a 0 because 0 minus 2 is a 2 is a 0. Quirk will bat 1-1. He doubles to right field. You gotta be kidding me. Hal McRae, base running rating of 3, double to right, -1 is a 2. The right fielder is Oscar Gamble, +1, so a 3. A 1-3, McRae will score. It is a 4. He does not. He holds at third. McRae holds at second. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. This Royals team is putting a hurting on the Yankees. It's almost like the ghost of these players or something are trying to prove a point. Here's Cookie Rojas. Infield is now normal. Yankees down 11-3. Actually, they'll call the infield in. Try to prevent any more runs from scoring. Grant Jackson will pitch. 1-6. And that is a star line against, that's a star line. And that is a 1, and that is a fly out to left. Rojas flies out to left. His sacrifice fly rating is a 4. McRae scores from third. And the score is now 12-2. Batter now is Freddie Patek. Kansas City, they are just laying it on the Yankees in this game. Jackson will pitch. 4-6 at the ballpark. Freddie Patek, 1-3, star line 2, and that is a fly ball to left field. Jamie Quirk will not advance, 2 outs. He can't because the base running rating is too low. And now Buck Martinez. 6-5 against a righty. That's a star line. And that is going to be a fly ball to right field, and that will do it. 1 run for the Royals on 2 hits. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Kansas City dominating the Yankees 12-3. Maybe I should play some more late. Maybe I should play more late night baseball more often, I guess. If I'm going to get games like this. Dennis Leonard is tired. They're going to take him out. He has done his job. Leading off for the Yankees is the DH Carlos May. You got 3 lefties coming up, so I believe they'll bring up a lefty for relief. And the Royals will bring in Steve Mingori. He's going to finish this game off, or at least try to. 12-3 Royals. Here's Carlos May. He'll lead off bottom of the 9th inning. 2-1. Double question mark against the lefty 1-18 star line. That's an 11. He got it. And that is going to be a ground out to second. That's where that split comes. That's where that left on left helps. Here's Greg Nettles. Fans here at Yankee Stadium have already gone home, dreaming about next year. 1-5, possible error. Greg Nettles, 4-2. That's a pop out to first base. The ball is hit to Mayberry. His error rating is a 3. That's a 6 on the die. He will not make an error. 2 outs. Last chance for the Yankees is the Fro guy, Oscar Gamble. Mingori, 3-5. Possible home run check against the lefty. That's a 1-18. That's a 17. It does clear. Oscar Gamble to hit a home run off a left-handed pitcher is a 6. Needs to roll. No change from the Yankee Stadium. Needs a run to 6 to get a homer. He has an 11. He does not. Now it's a blank, and now Gamble will roll. That's a 6-6, and a fly ball hit to right field. Under it is McRae. Puts out his glove, block, and the ball falls into it. The Kansas City Royals change history. They beat the New York Yankees in Game 5 of this ALCS, 12-3. And that is the most lopsided game I've played of inside pitch yet. I did have an 8-0 game in my one and gone tournament, but this is a 9-run beatdown. And 12 runs scored is the most I've had a team score yet in inside pitch, which is good to know because you want to see games like that once in a while. Let's get a final line score for you guys here before I go to bed. Let's see, 4, 8, 9, 11, 13, 15, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 7, 2. For the Kansas City Royals, 12 runs on 15 hits, no errors. For the New York Yankees, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Dennis Leonard, of course, gets the win. Figueroa gets the loss, and there definitely was no save. Michael Peterson, thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure to have you here late at night. And for those of you who are checking this game on the replay, please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I got lots more baseball coming up. We got 2 one-and-gone games coming up as well from 1964 as we now go into the third round of that tournament. So I hope you'll join us then. Thank you all for joining me. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, and stay strong. And we'll see you tomorrow for more baseball. Royals beat the Yankees in a replay of the 1976 ALCS 12-3. Have a good night, everybody.